Well, here it is, Nordik's latest seat box offering, the Octbox 2012 Mark II. This one features many significant improvements over their original design. So myself and my colleague Tom Scully have popped down to our local Barbie Banks to take a closer look at what this box has to offer. Octbox isn't just a catchy name. There are actually 8 fixing points for your accessories, keep nets, rod rest heads and everything else on this box. That's why it's called Octbox. You'll see at the front here there's an extendable arm. That actually houses 2 of the legs to take any of the attachments you want. So Tom, there's a great amount of room there. I notice you've got a lot of space on the foot plate, you know, to swivel around when you're fishing plenty of lines. How does it actually feel to sit on?
It's really nice, Alex. I mean, there's 2 key considerations I look for when, you know, looking at a seat box. One of them is adaptability. So this has got several ways in which you can make the box cater for the peg where you're fishing. You've obviously got 6 separate adjustable legs, so you could get yourself dead level on the bank. And then obviously you've got the 2 at the front as well. So. Yeah, and you've got the 2 there at the front, which you can use to, obviously if you need to put your keep net a little bit further out, or you need a bump bar so you can support your pole a little bit further out in the window or whatever, you've got the option to do so. Now there's quite a lot of unique features on this box, and in particular what Nordik has done is put sort of a fine mesh between all the bars and the foot plate. Now this is actually to stop you dropping any bits of tackle or even fish between the bars, so quite useful there. You'll notice as well that in front of Tom the keep net is fixed in the gap. I mean, how does that feel when you're fishing with it, Tom? I mean, as you might know, I'm quite a clumsy person, so I have in the past damaged boxes by knocking knobs off you know, the fixtures and things. And the nice thing about this is it's all put together. So really, I mean, the knobs for the telescopic legs, for example, on the inside, yeah, it's difficult to damage. It's quite user friendly, and for that reason, I think even a clumsy so-and-so like me would be able to use one without too much hassle. Don't put yourself down too much. But also on the front there, as Tom just pointed out, the knobs are on the inside edge. So again, if you're fishing a rod and reel, you know, there's nothing worse than getting your line tangled around, you know, the brass threads and things. It's just a mess and it just gets you cross on the day. So little touches like that make all the difference. Let's take a closer look at the module. I think you'll agree, this is a very smart looking box. But as well as that, it's very, very practical. Now the module system here is actually individually movable from the frame itself. So that allows you to adjust to any particular banks you're fishing, or for obviously different leg length of angler. It's very, very easy to adjust. With this, you get 2 shallow cross draws, a medium depth draw, and a deep draw. But again, as with all things Nordik, they've really, really thought about it. So what you've got here are removable draw dividers. You can drop your line in there, disgorgers, floats, hooks, all the knickknacks and accessories that you like to keep close to hand while you're fishing. The seat as well is very comfortable. My colleague here will tell you how comfortable it is. Well, I've got a bony bum at the best of times, and I've got to say, on this cushion, it's lovely. The nice thing here at the front as well, you've got your, if you can see it, I'll just chip the pole back and show you. You've got a support for pole. If you're fishing, say, a flat float or anything on a pole support, you can tuck your butt section in here and use it in conjunction with a bump bar. So, yeah, the whole thing is built for maximum comfort, really. Very nice. Well, we'll take a closer look at the support system that Nordik do in a moment. But also down here, you'll notice that there are quite a number of holes throughout the framework. Sorry, this one. Now, although this looks nice, it's also done to reduce weight. And from their original box, Nordik has managed to shave 8 pounds in weight off the overall box, which is quite incredible, really. As anglers, we always fill it up with plummets, leads, and heavy accessories, so that's a real help on the bank. And the nice thing is as well, Alex, it's not really compromised on strength, has it? I mean, I still get the impression from sitting on this, and well, we'll show just how stable it is in a moment. But you don't feel like it's at all flimsy or compromised in terms of strength or stability. No, that's right. I mean, all the nuts and bolts and fixtures, they're all fabricated perfectly. So as Tom says, a lot of strength in this box. Although they've shaved the weight, there seems to be no detrimental effect. You know, it also acts as a barrow, so you can load loads of weight on. Obviously anglers, you get some big guys on the bank, don't you? So this is the sort of system that can really cater for anyone. Definitely. I mean, they say the proof of the pudding's in the eating, don't they? But I mean, I know from Nordik's past boxes that have been used extensively on the continent and more recently in this country. You know, they really are built to last, and if you look on the internet you can see several people who've said how they've been using them for 2 or 3 years without any sort of problems developing. So you are getting a quality piece of kit for your money.
Yeah, I do know, like you say, the existing customers of the previous Nordik box do seem to be exceptionally happy. Nordik are very, very happy with the feedback. Just jump up there, Tom, we'll just have a look inside the box just to see what else is on offer. Okay, so being a modular system, the whole thing can be adapted to suit exactly the sort of fishing that you're doing. Underneath the seat here, Nordik have put a clever little Velcro pouch. Obviously in there you can store important things, day tickets, rod licence, angling trust membership, or anything in particular that's of importance, wallets, maybe phone. Not sure if keys would fit in there. Now under here, you'll notice that this section can just be removed. So if you do a lot of fishing on canals, rivers or still waters, maybe you'd have a number of different sections with different rigs you could clip on to suit the venue you're fishing on any given day. Many anglers struggle to fish the pole at long lengths, but fortunately Nordik has thought of that and come up with this, their superior pole support system. Now it looks like many typical H-bar pole support systems, but this one's a little bit clever. It actually fixes onto the 2 front legs. I'll just screw this in so it's nice and secure. Now the first thing you'll notice is the distance this is away from here. So what you're doing is reducing the stress on the pole. Nordik's actually done a lot of research on the downforce on the butt sections of poles, and this considerably reduces, you know, the sort of stress on your butt sections. At the front here, it's fully adjustable. You can heighten and lower it as you see fit to cope with the banks, the lengths you're fishing, or whatever. It's also in 2 parts. So on this side, I'll just briefly show you, particularly on the continent, they like to have the landing net pole running on there. So it's easy to ship out. If you struggle to fish the pole, you can ship out and net a fish nice and easily. You've got this section from here to here for your pole. Now, that's going to be enough for most anglers, but for some, if you really need a bit more support, there's this rear support system as well. The fixes on the rear leg and your pole sits under here, across your knee and on top of that. And what I'm going to do now is just bring Tom back in to demonstrate exactly how this works. So, as we've said, fishing the pole at long lengths can be a tricky task, particularly in the wind. So, talk me through what you got here, Tom.
Well, what I've done here is I've set the pole support up with the back support in such a way that if you wanted to fish with your hands free, say you struggle to feed with a catapult while fishing long, for example, or even if it's a little bit too windy for you to hold it still at a long length, you can actually have your butt section rested here, pole across your legs as I've got, with the front end on your pole support. I mean, the nice thing about this compared to various other ways of doing it which I've seen is it's very pole friendly. If you get a bite now, you can strike with your knee as you would do normally. You know, you've not got to worry about snapping your butt section in some rest back here as you do with some designs. You can strike with your knee, you've got a fish on, you can either ship back, this all moves and rolls so you can ship back like that.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah, or alternatively you can move it out the rest like that and just ship back as you would do normally. I mean, obviously a lot of anglers perhaps wouldn't have a need to use it in this way and prefer to fish with it more conventionally, but even if you're one of those, I mean, it makes a great board-in arm. You could rest it like that, stand in and throw your balls of ground bait in before the start, and you know everything's safe and nice and protected by the padded areas, so I think it's a really nice feature.
So maybe if you fish rivers a lot, flat float fishing, or if you're a novice, or you know it's your first time with a pole, or even if you just need a little bit of extra help, I know some good anglers that already use this system. It's there, it's very well designed, and it's a real aid when you're on the bank. So let's take a closer look at the accessories that are on offer in the Nordik range. Firstly, Tom, we'll start off with this rather large side tray.
Yeah, it's nice really. I mean, the best thing about it is you've got the facility to do a number of things with it. You've obviously, with the legs that come with it, you've got the threads on the top. You can screw a tulip into there, yep. You can screw a pole sock into there. And then there's this area here. Obviously I've got a large tub in there which I fill with a hook bait, but you can also, if you just like to demonstrate, fill it in with this filler plate. So if you're fishing on a natural venue and you've got, say, lots of small bait boxes with little samples of different kinds of baits, and you've got the option to use it in that way as well. And again, the nature of it, obviously with the holes in, not only means that if it's chucking it down with rain, the water will drain off easy and not leave everything drenched, but Also, it's nice and lightweight.
Now, I like to use big side trays in my fishing, but one of the beauties about this particular design is that it folds in half. It easily drop in any carry-all net bag for easy transportation. So, as well as all the other accessories we've shown you, there's plenty of other little bits just to help you make your setup perfect. The first thing I want to touch on is this extendable feeder arm. If you fish a lot of running waters, big rivers, where you need your rod way out of the water, maybe you travel overseas to fish, then this is going to be the one for you. You can hoik it right up, high in the sky. Obviously you can rest your rod back here on your lap or in a separate butt rest. Sky high if you're fishing fast flowing rivers, a bit lower, slow flowing rivers, or you can mount it to one side in the accessory bar if you want it nice and low for bream fishing. What are the other bits we got here, Tom?
Well, this is an umbrella bracket, fairly standard really, but obviously you can mount it off any of your 6 angles depending on the direction of the shower. And these other bits really can be used for all kinds of purposes. You can have tulip rests, pole rests, anything like that really off those, even if you want a separate bait weighter or something like that. I mean, the real beauty of this system, as I think I've said from my point of view, is you can really make it what you want it to be. And all these little bits can help you customise your fishing station to suit your exact requirements. So I think the fact that all these bits are available is a really big testament to the quality of the product. Yeah, it's very, very well made, and the emphasis really is on strength with this box. Hopefully you like what we've shown you here. If you want more information, you can visit Nordiktackle.net. Maybe get yourself rigged up with one of these. But before we finish, my colleague Tom is just going to show you how to load up the Nordik barra system.